Hi and welcome. My name is Corey and alongside Peter, Josh, Jordan and Stacey we'll be talking to you about humanities. Throughout this video we'll be covering topics such as the inclusion of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders perspectives, why and how we should teach humanities, examples of practice and excursions, as well as assessing and celebrating students' work. I really hope you enjoy this video and learn lots.
Hi, my name is Peter and I'm located at the beautiful William Ricketts Sanctuary. Situated in Mount Dandenong, this stunning exhibition showcases William Ricketts' artwork that demonstrates Aboriginal spirituality and the respect for the natural world of Australia's First People. This is another example of many places local schools can take students to recognise and give students Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspectives. When looking at the inclusion of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspectives, educators must understand the three modules that include knowing yourself and the world, knowing your students, and knowing what you teach. Coming and experience a place similar to this allows us educators to gain a further understanding and deeper knowledge of a people so integral and important to Australia's history. What we want students to achieve and understand at the end of their development are the two focus areas of AITSL, which are Focus Area 1.4, demonstrate broad knowledge and understanding of the impact of culture, cultural identity and linguistic background on the education of students from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander backgrounds, and Focus Area 2.4, which is demonstrate broad knowledge of, understanding of and respect for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories, cultures and languages. Students can develop knowledge and understanding by being provided numerous opportunities to engage with this background. By providing constant reaffirmation and new knowledge based on cultural identity and the impact upon culture, students develop further their proficiency in numerous areas of cultural identity towards Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander themes. To develop a broad knowledge and understanding, students should be provided many different types of ways of obtaining this information. Excursions and incursions are a great idea, but more needs to be done in terms of implementing new knowledge in lesson planning and curriculum requirements. The Respect, Relationships and Reconciliation Project, 3Rs, has been developed for the Australian Institute of Teaching to address certain standards for teaching. Respect can be taught by allowing everyone with the opportunity to have their say and be a part of a larger community. Relationships are important as they build the foundation towards helping recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, and helping students to interconnect between and be able to become inclusive rather than exclusive. Reconciliation is the ability to build those relationships between Indigenous Australians and non-Indigenous Australians. It is building towards achieving fairness and justice as we close the gap between cultures. The Respect, Relationships and Reconciliation Project is something we have implemented in our school to create a better balance between perspectives. School activities can also match important and significant dates, and this is how we've done it in our school. We've incorporated a partnership with local Indigenous and Aboriginal communities, and this is integral to our school's community. By allowing these relationships to take heavy precedence within our school, we are able to work within the community to allow for deeper understanding and knowledge relating towards Aboriginality. It also gives them an opportunity to be able to contribute to curriculum and planning.
Why teach humanities? Well, to quote the Melbourne Declaration on Educational Goals for Young Australians, we want to educate our students to be citizens and contributors of our society that is prosperous, cohesive and culturally diverse, and that values Australia's Indigenous cultures as a key part on the nation's history, present and future. To become citizens of such a society, we believe in not just teaching content to the students, but to help them develop the essential skills and qualities and then to apply it outside in the community. So how do we teach humanities? The purpose of the humanities class is to help students become active and informed citizens. So to do this, we help them develop essential skills and qualities. These include collaboration. To practice collaboration skills, we design activities that help students communicate ideas and information to peers, teachers, and even groups outside of school. So such activities would have students always practicing their social skills. Communication. We want to enable students to communicate in different forms and allowing students to further the learning of others as well as making individual contributions. So an example of this is peer teaching. Flexibility and creativity. We will want to teach our students to be more open-minded to different ideas and to be able to analyze and form opinions on these ideas. This involves students being involved in open-ended activities and problem-solving by reflecting on prior knowledge or inferring on what they need to learn about the task. We also want students to take the lead on their task and to take risks. Reflective thinking. We allow time for students to think about what they've learned and how it builds on what they already know. So the example of this is when they consider their own feelings on a certain matter and also feelings of others on certain issues. Self-direction. We believe in teaching children to accept the responsibility for their own learning. To do this, we organize and plan activities that teach kids to develop their own planning and organizing skills. And this helps them to take the lead in their own learning. We believe the pedagogy that we apply in our humanity classes will indeed help our students become more active and informed citizens, not in just a national context, but also in global context.
Okay, so my name is Jordan, and what I'll be discussing today are examples from the on-country visit. The on-country visit venue of excursion is at the Melbourne Museum. The artifact that has been obtained was obtained at the Melbourne Museum Garden Walk. So what it shows is a timeline of Australia in the 1860s to about the late 1900s. Now, with linking this to the Victorian curriculum at a level 3 standard, students should be able to sequence significant events in chronological order to create a narrative about one navigator, explorer or trader, and Australian settlement. And students should have an understanding on the diversity and longevity of Australia's First Peoples and the significant ways Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are connected to country and place, which includes land, sea, waterways and skies, and the effects on their daily lives. Now, in relation to teaching, professional standards 1.4 and 2.4 are covered in this excursion. 1.4 looks at teachers' understanding strategies for teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. Now, this excursion should strengthen their understanding of culture and histories, and in turn allow for teachers to incorporate more efficient strategies in the classroom, while 2.4 looks at teachers knowing the content about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders' histories and cultures. Once again, this excursion will deepen the teachers' understandings and lead to an improvement in these professional standards. Now, for the cross-curriculum priorities, with reference to ACARA 2013, and the cross-curriculum priorities, it's important to note that students should be able to understand and appreciate Aboriginal history and cultures and understand the importance of country and place to Aboriginal communities. Lastly, I'll talk about the possible forms of assessment. Now, in this topic, I believe that there are some different ways which you can incorporate the museum into actual assessment. Now, students can perform a performance-based piece, such as a play with relation to historical context, and be able to link this to the museum. Students can write up a written report, which includes the use of collaborative and inquiry processes. And through this report, students should be able to show their understanding of the history of Australia, with linking to the actual museum. And also, students may be able to create their own timeline with important dates in Australia's history and be able to use their knowledge of the museum and incorporate this knowledge into the actual timeline.
At Footscray Park Primary School, we believe assessment should be used as a tool to enhance both the students' learning and the teachers' understanding of students' progress. We base our assessments on our understanding of how students learn, and we create opportunities for students to reflect on their learning. To help guide teachers at Footscray Park Primary School in implementing assessment throughout the humanities, we follow the assessment principles as for of learning. At Footscray Park Primary School, All of our assessment methods allow students to receive feedback on their learning and performance, which puts them at the centre of their learning. Feedback is an example of assessment for learning. It can be both formal and informal. It can be written comments, notes, or oral feedback. This allows students and staff to reflect on their practice, and it helps to inform and shape future learning. Assessment as learning happens when students take responsibility for their future learning. It involves students setting their own learning goals. For example, by using formal self-assessment, written reflections responding to prompts, oral discussion with peers and teachers, checklists and rubrics, and using graphic organisers. Assessment of learning allows teachers to see how students are progressing against standards, which helps to improve future planning of teaching and assessment. In the past, at Footscray Park Primary School, students have shown their understanding and respect for different cultures through cultural dances and stories that they have performed. This allowed teachers to assess students in an engaging way, which also allowed for celebration of students' work. We believe celebrating students' work is vital at Footscray Park Primary School. We do this in several ways, by giving out awards, acknowledging students' work, giving them opportunities to present their work to the other students and staff, and by displaying it in the classroom or around the school.
We celebrate students' work by displaying it in the classroom. This gives students a sense of accomplishment and achievement. This helps create a positive learning environment.
And that is the conclusion of our video. I hope you can walk away with having learnt something new, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video.